When I first read the prompt and saw the box, I thought, how limiting. What am I supposed to do with a box? I then started thinking about how, as humans, we can feel limited to staying within a box of our own creation. Naturally, I began wondering how people of different ages, genders, and living situations view themselves within these boxes. I decided I wanted to use people within my community to investigate. I set up an experiment where I would give people a piece of paper and a writing utensil and ask them to write down one word that they think describes them. My first participants were the people in the room next to me when I was coming up with the idea. My parents. I was surprised that they both used relatively negative adjectives, being
chatty
and
big.
My parents turned out to be outliers, though, as I discovered most parents, especially those of younger kids, wrote down positive adjectives about themselves, including
joyful,
Lucky.
loyal,
Great hair.
and other adjectives that tended to fall into these categories. I then decided to talk to the younger population, ranging in age from 3 to 24. With the children ranging in age from 3 to 8, I got words such as
funny, cute, kind.
And following in their self-love footsteps, my middle schoolers gave me adjectives like
Caring, funny,
Amusing.
When it came to my high schoolers, though, the boys talked about themselves very highly for the most part, using words such as
Creative.
Funny.
When talking to high school girls, many of them gave me adjectives like
loud,
messy,
crazy, annoying.
Sadly, these adjectives didn't surprise me much. What I did find interesting, though, was that when I talked to the college girls, only 2 years older than some of these high school seniors, they gave me words like
hardworking, patient.
The distinction between how high school girls treat themselves and how those of other ages and genders treat themselves was shocking to me. It even led me to a new question. Why do high school girls feel the need to self-deprecate? Why is it that when asked one word to describe them, high school girls jump to something negative and degrading? What is it about this particular group that separates them so distinctly from their male peers, in addition to those both younger and older than them? One reason why high school girls may be so self-deprecating towards themselves is a lack of identity. When children are younger, they are unaware of society and the societal pressures that are put on us in our everyday lives. As they grow older, particularly around the middle school age, they become aware of what others are doing and start comparing themselves to other people, particularly peers of their own age. In high school, there is an unwritten status quo to follow, which makes a lot of girls insecure about themselves. This also may be a big reason why boys didn't show the same amount of self-deprecation that girls showed with their adjectives. From a young age, boys are often praised for their confidence and leadership skills, while girls are told to remain humble, ladylike, and keep the sass levels to a minimum. Why did this jump from high school to college then make such a difference? My theory roots back to the self-identity crisis. In high school, there is not a lot of variation in the core curriculum, and we live under our parents' rules without much independence. In college, though, students are able to take classes that they thoroughly enjoy and connect to a major they are passionate about. Through these classes, they will earn greater self-reflection and will subconsciously learn more about themselves and their identity. While learning the root causes of these insecurities is helpful, the more important question should be, what can we do to help combat the self-deprecation? If I had an answer, then I wouldn't be feeling the same way that my fellow high school girls did when asked to write down that one word. I wouldn't want to be too cocky, wouldn't want to say something that others don't believe is true. Truthfully, I had the same words run through my head that they wrote down when asked, what word would I use to describe me? I think that the biggest issue that was presented with the question I asked was the box, the limitations. Choose one word. As I went through with this project, I realized how unfair it was for me to ask people to describe themselves in one word. Nobody could be described in one word. Not one person on this planet has only one adjective, noun, or verb that describes them. If asked the question before my research, I would have said one word for me is clumsy or indecisive. But now I challenge myself and my fellow high school girls to think differently, to think beyond the constrictive limitations. Maybe we are clumsy, maybe we are indecisive, but we are also
Funny, cute, theater, kind,
funny,
caring,
crazy,
athletic,
loud,
compassionate,
Resilient.
Messy.
Annoying.
Vibrant.
Outgoing. Loud.
Patient. Hardworking.
Joyful.
Loyal. Chatty.
When we finally break out of these boxes, we will be able to understand the capabilities that each of us hold.